and you can let them know how much that is, right? So these are ways you're generating income from your brand's anniversary, right? And you have meetings beforehand. You schedule this out because you're gonna have to, hire photographers. You're gonna have to do all these different things. You're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to, look at what kind of marketing you're doing, right? You're gonna have to look at all these different things that you're gonna have to make happen. But you're gonna be able to do all that, right? It's all gonna happen for you. Just plan it 6 months in advance. All right, take all your payments or your deposits. Take all that, and then you run a portion of that through your marketing. You run your ads. You get in local press. You do interviews. You go to events. And when you add all these events and all these things, you give out flyers for your event. And what do you want? You want to have a lead mag. You want to get a sample that they get at these events to get on your newsletter or to get tickets into your event. Like, these are the kind of things that you want. And why you do tickets, right? When we get into this, you do ticket sales, right? All right, how my experts doing? James Lee Love, Brands Experts Podcast. Brands Experts Podcast is a part of Brands Experts Marketing, a digital marketing agency where tech focused brands have a full suite of marketing resources to grow their brand income with digital marketing. So we're back in another episode. We're in Lancaster, California. All right. Terra Bonita Park, beautiful. Antelope Valley. All right. We're here investing in our community. We're doing our thing. Got some great stuff coming up. We're going to be at an event for the next episode. So be on the lookout for that. And it's kind of going to tie into what we're talking about today. So it's all going to tie in and make sense. But what we're going to talk about is how to generate brand income for your brand's anniversary. Like, and the title could be yearly brand income for your brand's anniversary, something like that. So let's get into it, right? So we talk about your brand, right? There was a time when your brand was officially launched, like you got your LLC, all that stuff was done. There was a time when this was done, right? Okay, cool. That time was done. So now what? That time happened. So every year, you need to celebrate that, right? And hopefully you could do it in a good time. So with us, it's in this time. It's November, right? Ours is November. So our anniversary is also going to be November, right? Pretty cool, right? So, but we can do it any time in the month, right? Maybe the month before, the month, depending on how we want to do this, right? How we want to set it up, things like that. But that's the anniversary, right? So how do you do the brand income with your brand's anniversary? Like, how do you add income for this? Well, we believe you need to have a yearly event for your brand's anniversary. Figure out where you're gonna have the event. If you're doing brick and mortar, you could do your event there, right? We're gonna get into how you're gonna get that income or how you're gonna get marketing, all this, of course. Gotta, there's a lot of things you gotta do. But let's get started to talk about like where you're gonna do it. You need to have a location where you're doing this at, right? So set a reminder on your phone 6 months in advance to know where you need to be to have this happen, right? One at 6 months in advance to know your location, right? Or so really you set it 6 months and you give yourself 30 days to lock down a spot, put your deposit or whatnot. If you already have a brick and mortar, you already have that, you go straight to planning. You can plan for 6 months out. If you don't have that, like you don't have brick and mortar, now you need to reach out to local businesses, venues. If you want to do other cities, you want to have a virtual component to your event. That's when you have all that going. That's when you do all that, right? So that's what you do 6 months out. Now you talk about the income side of it, right? Now you talk about getting vendors, right? So let's say you have an in-person event. right? Well, we know people love to eat different variety of foods at events, right? That's when you charge a fee for those food trucks to come be a part of your event. Let's say it's $200, $200, and you just go over, what they get with that, social media post, you know, whatever else they get. You let them know what they get for that $200. Well, if you have five food trucks come, right, we're gonna let you know exactly how much that is, right? So I believe that's 1,000, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1. That's $1,000 just with the food trucks, right? This is a whole event. This is a whole event. It's an anniversary for your brand. It's a whole event. So you got five food trucks, right? That's 1,000. Now you got to have the local apparel companies, right? That want to go come to events and do all that stuff. So you get five of those at $200, right? Apparels. Now that's $2,000, right? You already got two. You got food, you got apparel, then you got your local businesses, right? That's another five. Now you got 3,000. And how you get to the four is you do your local nonprofits, right? Five of those. Okay. Now that you have that, now you can, do different things, right? You can, there's people that want to do marketing, there's people that want to put their stuff on your flyer, there's people that want to do all this kind of stuff. And you can let them know how much that is, right? So these are ways you're generating income from your brand's anniversary, right? And you have meetings beforehand. You schedule this out because you're gonna have to, hire photographers. You're gonna have to do all these different things. You're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to, look at what kind of marketing you're doing, right? You're gonna have to look at all these different things that you're gonna have to make happen. But you're gonna be able to do all that, right? It's all gonna happen for you. Just plan it 6 months in advance. All right, take all your payments or your deposits. Take all that, and then you run a portion of that through your marketing. You run your ads. You get in local press. You do interviews. You go to events. And when you add all these events and all these things, you give out flyers for your event. And what do you want? You want to have a lead man. You want to get a sample that they get at these events to get on your newsletter or to get tickets into your event. Like, these are the kind of things that you want. And why you do tickets, right? When we get into this, you do ticket sales, right? The reason why you want to do ticket sales is makes it feel exclusive, right? It makes it feel like, oh, this is like, a top tier event. Like, this is something really special. So that's why you're gonna do tickets, right? If you can, So you got a nice venue, you got the food, you got all this. Now you do your tickets, right? So you do your tickets $50 each. Well, cool. So if you sell 200 tickets at $50 each, we can give you that number. I believe that's 2,000. Oh, it's got to be more than that. And, all right, $50 tickets times 200. That's $10,000 for the tickets. So you around already 15,000 for the event. That's your income. And this is yearly, right? As you grow, it could be more and stuff like that. But now you already at around 15,000, and you're creating opportunities for these other entrepreneurs, right? And what these tickets come with. So you make it come with something special, right? You figure that out, right? It could come with samples at each of the, like, when you got the ticket, like, you can have free entry and then you can have the tickets, but your ticket comes with more of an experience. They get the 360 photo booth. They get a sampler, a plate of food, right? And you can have different levels of tickets. You can have the single person ticket for 50. You can have a 120 as a date night ticket, which will come with cool stuff like movie tickets, a couples plate, um, prize like prize bags with prizes from vendors, and that kind of stuff is what you want to add to your events, right? You really want to make your events great, and we want to be able to show you exactly how to do that. And yeah, so now that you have all that, you have your event. You make sure you film it. You make sure you do a podcast episode. You do everything you could do. You have all the experts in your community come out to your event if you're doing something that's just virtual, where you make sure you have your speakers, you make sure you have your gifts that are going out, you make sure you send those out early. You make sure you do everything that you can do nice and early to make your event special. Like, that's what you want to do because you want to generate income from this, right? You want to generate income. You want to interview with all your vendors. You want to kind of, ask them how they, feel about your brand, what you're doing, like do good interviews. These are the kind of things that you want to do at your event. Invest in good gear. Like all this stuff are the things that you want to do to make your event special. Like we want your event to be special. We don't want your stuff to be average or, subpar or anything like that. We want you to have a good event, right? We want your stuff to be set up. We want you to be proud of what you're doing. And you got to celebrate your brand. Like you got to think about it. If you're in your 30s and doing a brand, well, you might only have 50 events like in your lifetime. There will be anniversary events that come, time goes on, and you can make some smaller and some bigger. Like every 5 years, you go to your close. Like say for example, you want to do every 3 years or 5 years, you want to go to your local bigger city. So say for example, you're like if you're in the Los Angeles market and you want to do like, so say you want to do like we're in the Antelope Valley, like Lancaster Palmdale area, but if you wanted to do like go in Los Angeles, go in Orange County, that's once every 5 years you have the bigger anniversary, right? So yeah, like this is something you do every year. Like rather you do something small or you do something big, this is something that you do yearly, right? So you put that as part of your schedule. You make sure you budget for it to reach out, doing your community outreach, creating relationships in your local chambers, um, chambers that if you have a business that's not just set up in a local community, part of all the chambers that you're with. So if you're part of your, strictly local chamber, then you're part of your bigger chamber, bigger city chamber. Like you reach out to all those people, you go to the events you can go to, you attend the ones you can attend virtual. You build those, foster those relationships. So now when you're selling those vendor spaces, when you're, you know, bringing your food trucks in, they got a reason to come in. You know what I'm saying? So like when we look at events like Vegan Street Fair, right? Shout out to them. A big event, a lot of food trucks, like, obviously vegan, you're gonna see that, but they have other vendors like food and, fitness type stuff because it's all like kind of inside the vegan ecosystem. But now that they're doing Vegan Street Fair like like national level, Florida, like Miami, Texas, Dallas, Texas, um, Las Vegas, Nevada, New York, big cities that they're taking it to, right? You could do this with your anniversary. That's what I was trying to get to with all this. You could do this with your anniversary. Doesn't mean you got to do it every year, but you want to get to that level with your brand where you have that outreach. If you don't, there's nothing wrong with not. Like you don't have to do something bigger just because somebody else is doing something bigger. Like that's a kind of a personal choice. Like if you just work in your local community with like family owned business and you don't want to do not a big large outreach, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you do want to do outreach and you want to get your outreach set up and you really want to focus on that, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like you could do both. I promise you can do both. There's nothing wrong with doing both. There's really nothing wrong with it. You could do both and everything can work out. It's just, the wider you are, as far as reaching out to larger communities, the better off you will be at reaching, bigger audiences if you want to do, like a national merch thing, you want to really, do your merch line, you want to really get all that kind of stuff going. If you want to do it on a national level. But yeah, and you use that to just kind of foster relationships. So after your events are over, use it to foster relationships. You make sure you send thank you cards to all your vendors, all your everybody you paid. You make sure you get all your content. You make sure you just let them know, thank them for what they did. Let them know you're proud of everything, and let them know you just want to build. You want to continue those relationships on ones that you're strong with. If they have something going, um, you pay to be a vendor at their event, right? You make it mutual, right? If enough brands do it, your brand will be doing something every month, and it's just gonna grow your brand's market share. It's gonna grow your brand's marketing. Like everything for your brand is gonna feed off of the positive energy your brand created, right? So that's what we wanted to talk about in this episode. Yeah, man. Like we're gonna The next episode, you're gonna really see something special. You're gonna see us on location, right? And we have a show, right? That's gonna also be a podcast as well. But we have a show, right? And we want to tell you guys about it because a lot of the vendors there, a lot of the experts, things like that, we're gonna have them on our new show, right? It's not gonna be as long as this one. Just if you want to get something short, like as far as it's gonna be set up in the beginning, between 5 and 10 minutes, you're gonna learn who the expert is, learn a little bit about the brand, and learn about their community, the kind of marketing they're doing with their community, right? So it's called, let me go to it, Experts Marketing Community. And this is a show where brand experts show how they are building great brand communities with the digital marketing. Okay. So that's really cool. If you think about it, like every brand does have a community, and like what are they doing that works? Like what are they doing with their community that works? So you need to know that, like what works, so you can, if you could transfer any of that to yours, whether it's what emails are converting, what you know, just what's working with posts, what's working with what's working, even if it may be something outside of digital, like that's helping digital work, or something completely outside of digital that we didn't don't even know about. What's working for them? We're gonna get to know that, so we're gonna get to know them a little bit, and yeah, we'll get to see some kind of cool things that are unique. Are they more focused on social? Are they more focused on TikTok, Instagram? Are they, removing themselves from social? Are they more focused on short form content? What are they doing? We're gonna get to know this, like learn from them. Like we want to learn from them, and there's gonna be so many different guests that are part of this podcast, right? And that will open them up to be on brands experts marketing, like in our ecosystem, and also that open them up to, um, like I said, being on Brands Experts podcast. So we want it all to make sense. We want to deliver something special for them. We want to just kind of tie it all together and deliver a great opportunity, you know, for these experts to, let us know about their community. Let us know about what they're building. Like if they're building something special, it's no reason why we don't know about it. And no, it's no reason why we can't learn from them. And yeah, we got to grow that way. So, we're gonna start doing when the episodes start. When we talk about the show, we're gonna also give you updates about the show. We're gonna put links in the show notes in the description about experts marketing community. We're gonna let you know the new guests that we have on, guests that have been on there that are gonna come on Brands Experts podcast. Those are the things that we're gonna do. So be on the lookout for that. And you're gonna, it's gonna kind of start off fast because we're gonna film the first episode. In the second episode, that we're gonna do a lot like while we're there at the event. So really excited about the event. The event is Refi Snacks. That's the name of the company. So shout out to Refi. It's their 3-year anniversary, right, man? So shout out to him. He's one of the gifted entrepreneurs in our community, in the Antelope Valley community, and also in our Brand Experts Marketing and Brand Experts Podcast community. He's an expert not only in business but in community activism, in investing in community. Just a really special person, really special entrepreneur, and we just want to thank him for everything that he's doing in the entrepreneur space, inspiring others. As far as being like somebody younger, like under 30, I have to say like he may be like one of the most gifted as far as like what he's doing and how fast he's grown his brand, Referee Snacks. So we'll have some links to Referee Snacks in the description, so you can go there, get your vegan snack. So still it's not unhealthy, clean, and tastes really good. They also have Rim Dip. They have a lot of stuff. They're in a lot of events in the Los Angeles area, not just the Antelope Valley. They're in a lot of events. Like you know, we really respect what they're doing and how they invest into their community and all that. Like we love it, we respect it, and we want to present you great experts like that. So that's who you can learn from and be more like them. Okay, like it's not just us. Like we know, what we bring to the table, but we're not selfish as well. Like, we want to introduce you to other experts in the community that are really special, that are really gifted, that are really in position, and deserve their flowers. And we want to present you with them because you need that. So yeah. In closing with this episode, I want to tell you to don't lose that potentially 15, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 500,000, millions, wherever your business is at. Don't miss out on that income. Believe in your brand. Believe in yourself. Believe in, your clients, your customers, people you work with, people you market with, the people, on your email list, your audience, your community. Believe in them. Believe in the other entrepreneurs that you work with, and go out there and do something great. Like Refuge Snacks is going to do this Friday coming up, November 10th at Lucky Loot, Palm California. If you're in the Antelope Valley area, make sure you come out and check out the event, anniversary event. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing some cool content for them, some marketing, podcast episode, video content. So we got all that stuff going. Really excited, and yeah, really, I'll let you know about your anniversary event. Do your anniversary event. Don't not do it. Do it. It's gonna be special. Should be. It will be. And celebrate your brand. Right. This is something that's gonna live forever. Right. Whether it's something that you sell, whether it's something that you have, it's gonna live forever. It deserves to be celebrated. You deserve to be celebrated. Your compliments deserve to be celebrated. And let's celebrate this and getting ready to celebrate the anniversary of a great brand. It's coming Friday, and you guys are gonna get the treat and get to see it. So, James Lee Love signing out. Do your anniversary, get that income, build your brand, respect your community. Let's go. For checking out this episode of the Brands Experts Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out all our socials like Instagram. Make sure you check out our website, and make sure you check out our VIP, brandsexpertspodcast.com. Exclusive VIP stuff, interviews, exactly how to make money, exactly how to partner with great brands. These are things you need to know, right? You got to remember, if you want to get to where you need to go, you need to pay for that, right? That's how you pay for that value that you need. So make sure you go over there, check that out. And yeah, we're here for you. Brands Experts Podcast. Let's go.